My background, very briefly, for those of you that I haven't had the privilege to meet, I served as a youth pastor for 5 years here in the Dallas, Texas area. Prior to that, I was a professional baseball player. If any of you know anything about professional sports, they're great about getting rid of you, right? So I successfully went on to a college career, whether I wanted to or not. I was a college coach and assistant at Dallas Baptist University, and my wife and I have spent the last 13 years running our select baseball organization called the Dallas Patriots. We have teams ages 7 through 18, and that's actually how I heard about the opportunity I'm about to share with you this morning. One of the young men that I was working with, his father came into one of our indoor baseball academies one afternoon. He said, "Logan, I got a business deal you have to see." And I said, "Here we go, right? What do I have to see?" And he said, "Just trust me on this, you have to see it." Now, y'all help me out here. Youth minister, baseball coach. What's a common thing y'all know about youth ministers and coaches?
Need money.
For those of you listening from satellite, I was just told I need money. So, all right, so we've established that coaches and ministers need money. What about we're nice? How about we just, we're cheap babysitters, okay? No, the reality of it is that's exactly where I was going with it. They know you don't make a whole lot of money, and they know you're around a lot of people, right? So I have been approached with every home-based business, soap, potion, lotion, gadget, vitamin, knife, cosmetic company on the planet. Now, am I saying those are bad companies? No, some of them might be, right? But some of them are great companies. We've heard of them, and I'll probably reference them throughout the presentation. But here's the point. I wasn't looking for anything else to do. I certainly didn't have any free time. I was working at the church from basically 7 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd have to preach, lead worship service on Wednesday night, Sunday morning, and then I was heading to our baseball academy every waking second after that. So I literally had no free time. Well, this gentleman I'm referencing, he finally wisened up and went and showed my wife this presentation. And here I stand now in front of you on a Saturday morning, okay? So we're driving home about 10 o'clock at night. My wife said, "Honey, I really think you ought to take a look at this opportunity that your friend's trying to show you." And I immediately was pretty frustrated. I said, "Oh, here we go." So I called him up. I said, "Presley Swaggerty, don't ever call my wife again." And for those of you who don't know Presley Swaggerty, he's an amazing man. He's actually presidential director, top income earner in this company, an amazing guy. But I agreed to sit down with him. I looked at the presentation I'm about to show you with all the skepticism in the world, and I sat down with him under one condition, and that was he would never mention this again. Well, I sat down. It was April 7th, 11 o'clock a.m. 2005. By April 7th, 11:48 a.m. 2005, I had decided this is something I want to do. So let me kind of tell you, for those of you that are guests live today or listening all over the world, here's what I'll tell you. At the end of this presentation, I think you'll know if this is something you want to do. Okay? At the end of this presentation, I think you'll know if this is not something you want to do. Equally, that's equally as important, right? So we'll kind of just share the information with you. At the end of the presentation, if you have any questions, my advice to you is fire away. Nothing's off limits. And then from there, we'll actually go into training. For those of you that are ready to get started today, we'll go into a training. We'll go over the basics. And then actually, we have some neat surprises for you at the tail end. We're going to go over a lot of more detailed stuff for those of you that have been in the business for a while. So I'm excited to share this afternoon with you. But without further ado, let's kind of get started. Let me help us all understand what the opportunity is. We're capitalizing on the deregulation of electricity and natural gas. We are not a startup. And this is very important that you understand. We are not a startup company. We are not hoping this works. In fact, we're the largest direct selling competitive energy supplier in the United States of America. We've been in business since 2005. We are the largest competitive supplier in Texas and in Pennsylvania. We've just expanded into a few other states, which I'll explain here momentarily. We are an Inc. 500 company. We have a lot of success. Here's the uniqueness of our success. We're just getting started. It's very rare that you can be a billion-dollar firm and just be getting started. So as we kind of segue into this presentation, here's a few things I'd like for you to think about. Because I know this, for me personally, I wasn't open-minded to anything, which ultimately led to 4.5 months of now regret because I wouldn't look at what you're about to look at, right? I wasn't open-minded. So here's all I want to encourage you with. If you were to project 2 years down the road, 2 years down the road, where do you want to be, right? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be with regard to time? Where do you want to be with regard to your finances? Most importantly, where are you going to be if nothing changes? Right? So some things to think about, for instance. We can talk about, what if we had a different family situation where we could actually spend time with our family? Isn't it true that most of our leftover time goes to the people we know and love the most? Right? I know my best friends, I never got to see them when I was a youth minister and baseball coach. I had no time for them. It was rare to actually be with them. How great would it be if you could actually spend time right? Never miss a kid's game or recital. You know, take a vacation with your spouse or significant other. You know, what if you were able to do that? What if you were debt-free? You know, I think we've all been in those situations where the phone rings, you don't know who it is, you're like, oh, I'm not answering that, right? Or you know, every day you go out to check the mail, and it's like, oh, no, I'll just put that one on the shelf. You know, debt's a reality. You know, I think it's important we face reality because it's not going anywhere. We got to fix it, right? How about lifestyle? How great would it be if you could take vacations, or how great would it be if you could just simply go to a restaurant and not have to worry about what's on the menu? You know, I'll never forget when my wife and I started having a lot of success with this, because remember, I made $30,000 a year as a youth minister, right? So for us, a date night out was Outback Steakhouse, and it was a salad. You know, I mean, that was our date night, right? And it's important to understand that lifestyle doesn't just have to be some extravagant thing. It can be something as simple as being able to go to a nice dinner, a nice restaurant. I think that's important, right? But equally as important, in fact, in my opinion, most important, how great would it be to be able to give to those in need? You know, charitable giving. You know, God's going to bless you with what He wants to bless you with, but there's a lot of folks in need. And I think ultimately that's the amazing thing about abundance, about wealth. And I've been very fortunate to live through that and to give to those in need. And that is the greatest gift you could ever get. So the reason I share those 4 things with you is maybe those are the things that can resonate with you. Those are 4 things in my life that resonated with me. I wanted more family time, right? I wanted to be debt-free. I wanted a better lifestyle. And I wanted to be able to give to those in need. So with that being said, again, let me explain exactly who we are as a firm. We've done over $5 billion in revenue. Yes, that's with a B, $5 billion in revenue. For those of you that are live here this morning, you're in our corporate headquarters. So this basically this entire floor, for the most part, is our corporate office. Okay. For those of you listening in from satellite, if you'd like to come visit, come on down. We're at the Info Mart here in Dallas, Texas. We were founded in 2005. We are an energy company, and this is very important that we all understand this. We are licensed with the government to provide a commodity. If that's not the ultimate skeptic killer, I don't know what is. We're licensed with the government to provide a commodity. You have no idea how difficult that process is to be licensed with the government, but I can tell you this, it takes a lot of time, a lot of resources, and we've done that. So we are not a reseller of power, which you'll understand the difference. We are a licensed supplier with the government, which is huge, okay? And we are a national energy market expansion as we speak. So we're expanding throughout the country very rapidly. I'll go into more detail about that. So with that being said, let's take a look at the expansion. Here's the states that we're currently doing business in, if you look at the slide. So we started in Texas, then we expanded into Georgia, capitalizing on natural gas, Pennsylvania, then Maryland, and then we've just recently launched New Jersey. But look at where we're about to go. You'll see this map, kind of the gold, if you will, right? And there's no irony there necessarily, right? But the gold going throughout the rest of the country. These are markets for future expansion. As all these other states are deregulating, of which a good majority of them are already deregulated, we're going to be expanding into these markets. Now, here's why this is important. Look at other industries that have deregulated, particularly during our lifetime, right? You can look at the banking industry. How about the airline industry? You know, remember when flying on an airplane was a luxury? Remember that? Like, if you could fly on an airplane, you must be rich. It's cheaper to fly to New Jersey than it is to drive to New Jersey. I mean, it really is. Why? Because competition. They're battling for your business. That lowers rates, right? That's why we see commercials all the time, you know, bags fly free, all this stuff. And equally as important, innovation. Innovation is huge. Look at the cell phone industry, telecommunications. Remember when we actually knew what we paid for long distance? Right? Right? Remember that? Now I don't even have long distance. I don't even have a home phone. You know, it's a cell phone. It is what it is. Well, deregulation not only creates price competition, right? They're vying for your business, but it creates innovation. I mean, when you can watch videos on a cell phone, right? Think about, if you're in that space, who was trying to be first to market in that space. And think about the guy in the meeting that said, hey, I have an idea. Let's put a video on a cell phone. And you know, everybody in that room was going, you're nuts, right? But deregulation creates that innovation. Well, fast forward to today, deregulation of electricity and natural gas, a $500 billion industry. The largest deregulated monopoly in the history of the world, the deregulation of energy. And we have a chance to capitalize on that. So as I go through this presentation, understand the magnitude of the opportunity. And again, understand what we've already done. It's huge. So with that being said, let me explain exactly why we have the opportunity. Prior to the Senate bills passing, for instance, Senate Bill 7 here in Texas, Senate Bill 215 in Georgia, so on and so forth. These Senate bills passed deregulating an industry. But prior to deregulation, here's basically how an area would work. If you'll check out the slides, you'll see there's a utility company. A utility, so we're on the same page, is an area. Okay, so in the Dallas area, we're in the Encore utility, right? For those of you in the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area, right, you're in the Pico area. For those of you in parts of New Jersey, you may be in JCP&L, right, PSE&G, AC&E. You get the point. This is a utility. Well, in a given utility, a given area, there's only one company. One company that meters you, one company that bills you, one company that charges you a price per kilowatt hour or a price per therm if you're listening from Georgia. One company. Well, when it deregulates, what it does is it changes that, where you now have an alternative supplier of power that you can choose to be charged by. So let me kind of break this down to its simplest form. There's three components to energy: the generation, the sales, and the delivery. The generation of the power is how the power is made, whether it's wind, nuclear, coal, hydrogen, however it's produced. All this power is put onto what's known as the grid. The grid is where licensed suppliers buy the power from. Now, don't confuse a supplier with a reseller. I told you I'd touch on this. A reseller has to buy the power from a licensed supplier. So a reseller buys the power from a licensed supplier. Make sure we're on the same page. Okay? A supplier buys the power straight off of the grid. Energy is generated, put onto the grid. Licensed suppliers buy power straight off of the grid. And then the local utility basically pays the supplier for that power in the case of the Northeast. Okay, so follow this here. In the Northeast, the local utility would pay us for supplying the power. Okay? Your bill stays the same in the Northeast. Everything's exactly the same. Nothing changes except the price you're being charged per kilowatt hour. Now here in the South, Texas, Georgia, it's a little bit different. We actually are the billing company, okay, which obviously we've been very successful at that. We're actually the billing company, so the bill actually will say Stream Energy on it, but that's the only difference you'll see. The top left-hand corner say Stream Energy instead of another provider. Bottom line, here's your takeaway. It's free to switch. Free. Takes a minute to switch. There's no inconvenience. Right? Nothing changes. There's not a Gucci brand versus a Walmart brand of electricity. It's all the same stuff, right? So free to switch, no inconvenience. Everything's exactly the same. Oh, and yes, you're going to save a little bit of money on your bill. That's the icing on the cake. So in essence, what do we do here? We educate individuals that they can save money for free on a product they have to have always had, and will always have: power. Well, why don't more people know what we just discussed? And by the way, it's a great thing that more people don't know what we just discussed. Because what is knowledge? Knowledge is power. And if you capitalize on knowledge, you have a life-changing opportunity staring you in the face. Because once everyone knows what we're discussing, they're going to switch. And here's the great thing. Everybody pays an energy bill. The only question is who's getting paid every month on that energy bill. No different than telecommunications, right? There was a point in time where you didn't know you could switch your long-distance provider. Well, then there came a point in time where everyone, literally everyone, switched their long-distance provider. Everyone. Well, that's going to happen with energy. The great thing is we know about this before everyone else knows about it. So let's kind of get into why people haven't switched. It's very simple, and again, this is not my opinion. This is a fact. Documentation beats conversation. The only form of marketing that has been used prior to us entering the market was the traditional advertising approach, where a company goes out, pops up billboards, door hangers, flyers, telemarketers, you name it, hoping to get customers, thereby hoping to create revenue, thereby hoping to sustain the company. Now, emphasis on the word hope, right? This hasn't worked. It didn't work. In fact, when we came into the market in Texas, here's a great case study for all of you listening in. We came into the market in Texas in 2005, there were over 70 companies already in the market. Remember, Senate Bill 7 passed in the late 90s. We didn't come into the market till 2005. Over 70 companies had been in this deregulated market trying to get customers. We come in last. We're the last company to come into the marketplace. And yet we quickly rise from nothing to the largest competitive energy supplier in the entire state of Texas. Well, why? Well, we believe that people will listen to people they know and trust. So what we do is we simply educate you, educate individuals about exactly what we just discussed. Free to switch, takes a minute to switch, no inconvenience, nothing changes, and you can save a little bit of money. And what we have found is people will listen to people they know and trust. Perfect example I can give. If whomever you pay your energy bill to prior to switching to Stream Energy, if they'd have popped a little flyer in your bill last month, said, hey, on Saturday, St. Patrick's Day, right? 10 a.m. Central Time. Tune in to Ignite Live or come on up to the corporate headquarters and watch a business venture about the deregulation of energy. You wouldn't be here. You'd have never even looked at the flyer. You'd have never seen it. What's our electricity bill paying history? Here it is, right? We get a bill. We see how much we owe. We kick something and we pay the bill. That's it. I mean, that's our bill paying history. Okay? We don't have a clue about anything else in that bill other than what am I being charged. Wow. Well, here's the relationship marketing works. We have over $5 billion in revenue to prove that point. Okay? So what we do is we simply pay you. We pay you for telling people about a better deal. Now, let's face it. My mother's actually sitting here in the front row. I would tell my mother how she could save money on her energy bill, whether I was getting paid on it or not. I just assume get paid on it. Right? Okay? Well, now that we understand deregulation, let me explain how this business actually works. Okay? You're going to hear me reference 3 and 10 throughout the course of this presentation. 3 and 10, 3 and 10, 3 and 10. What does the 3 and 10 represent? Here it is. It represents the bare minimum each of us need to do to make this worth our time. If we're not willing to do 3 and 10, I would submit to you, you probably shouldn't waste your time with this business, okay? You can be a customer for free, save money on your energy bill, okay? Just be a customer, save money for free, but you don't need to mess with the business. But for those of you that are financially motivated, that would like to make some money, 3 and 10 is kind of the bare minimum you need to do, and you can take as long as you want to do the 3 and 10. Most importantly, we are here to serve you and help you get your 3 and 10. So let me explain what 3 and 10 stands for. Again, we call this the power unit. The 10 represents the number of customers each of us need to acquire. A customer, again, being someone that just wants to save money for free on their bill. They're not looking to make money. They just want to save money. Who are our customers? I would submit to you everyone, right? Because everyone you know uses electricity. Better yet, everyone you don't know uses electricity. You know, I said that in a meeting up in Pennsylvania, and an Amish individual came up to me after the meeting. For those of you listening in, we don't have those in Texas, I don't think, right? But the point is this Amish gentleman said, you know what, I don't use electricity. And I said, you're kidding me. And he goes, no. And I said, that explains the beard, right? You can't, but anyway, he kind of chuckled and I said, well, obviously this probably isn't something you want to do. He goes, oh, I'm doing it. I'm doing this. He goes, I just need to know that if I can't be my own electricity customer, can I still do this business? And I said, absolutely you can, okay? So the point is this, who are our 10 customers? Everyone except the Amish, okay? All right, so mom, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, cousin, best friend, neighbor left, neighbor right, your own house. There's your 10 customers. Again, question for us all. What's the cost to switch? Free. Costs nothing. We need at least 10 customers. Now, the way we create wealth here is we teach at least 3 people how to go get 10 customers. Look, this is the power of business ownership, and this is something as we go through this presentation we've got to wrap our hands around. The power of being a business owner is you get paid on what you start, not on what you do, right? So if you have a Dell appliance, right? I have a Dell computer at home. Let's say, Michael Dell owns Dell, right? Do you think he sold me that computer? Nah. Do you think I call Michael when I have a problem with that computer? Hey, Michael, my computer's acting. Can you come over and look at it, please? No. But you better believe you got paid off every one of those computers it sells. That's the power of business ownership. Regardless of the business venture you happen to know of or work for, whoever owns it, they're getting paid off everything that happens. Well, here you have the chance to be the business owner. And here's how we do this. We go get 3 other folks that want to be in business for themselves. A business owner, as with any business venture on the planet, has a small startup cost. The great thing about our startup cost, again, is it's minimal, and you get it all back within a week or 2. So let's look at what it means to become a business partner. Again, free to be a customer. To become a business partner, we pay a one-time cost of $329. What we get for that is unbelievable. Tools, training, support. We'll start with the tools. You get a welcome kit that comes in the mail. This welcome kit comes with training DVDs, learning modules, all kind of incredible information that you absolutely have to be successful, right? There's a difference between training an individual and equipping an individual. To train is to tell them what to do. To equip is to give them the resources they need to be successful, right? That's in that welcome kit. Training, again, we reference training. We have trainings that take place all across the states that we're doing business in, such as the one right now. Every Saturday morning we do a training just like this. Here's the great news for you. They're free. They're free. Okay? You don't have to worry about paying some ongoing cost to get trained. We do these for you, and I'm going to go into more detail about that here in a little bit. And then you have Ignite Associate Support, probably the hardest working group of people that I know of. Ignite Associate Support is there to serve you. They're basically your full-time administrative assistant staff. You know, at the Dallas Patriots, we have a few executive assistants, okay? I promise you this. I had to pay all them more than a one-time fee of $329 to work for me. Okay, so the great thing is you have a full administrative assistant team that's there to serve you anytime you need them during regular business hours for a one-time cost of $329. Okay, so what's our ongoing overhead? Because that's just a one-time cost. Our ongoing overhead is $24.95 a month, and you can cancel this anytime you want to. Technically, this ongoing overhead is optional. I'm here to tell you this is the optional feature that you absolutely have to have. It's $24.95 a month. Again, you can cancel anytime. What are we getting? What are we getting for $24.95? Here's what we're getting. Your Ignite home site. Your Ignite home site is so ridiculously valuable. I don't know about you, but to get my website set up for the Dallas Patriots, it costs thousands of dollars. And then we have to pay $1,200 a month for them to update it all the time and keep it going. And It's a very expensive thing to have a website. And here's what I can promise you. If you're a business owner in 2012 and you don't have a website, you're not going to be a business owner in 2013. Okay? You have to be on the internet. That's how people are doing business. Well, your website takes 10 seconds to set up. It's updated for you. It's replicated. All of ours look exactly the same. Now, I don't know about you, but that's a big deal for me because I am computer illiterate. As I told you, I still use a Dell, right? I'm not even on the Apple Crave yet, okay? So the point is, I don't know how an iPhone works. I'm still on the BlackBerry, okay? I don't know how all this stuff works. I'm not good with technology. So when I was told that this website has to be set up, I immediately went, whoa, what do you mean set up a website? So again, it takes 10 seconds to set up. It's replicated. They all look exactly the same. Why do you have to have this website? Number one is credibility. For instance, if you're in this business, you can actually have guests watching this exact presentation from anywhere in the world live on your website as we speak. Secondly, the website makes our business paperless. That's right, it's a hands-free business. We don't have to worry about collections of money, which is a great thing, because I know my brother, if I said, hey, it's $329 to join, he still wouldn't have paid me, I promise you, right? So the great thing is they pay online, debit card, credit card. That's how they join. We don't ever have to collect money from people. And when I say it's paperless, here's how simple this is. If you know someone in Georgia, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Jersey, Texas, or the states we're going to be expanding to here in a short amount of time, you don't have to physically go out there and meet with them. As soon as we get done with this presentation, you can join Ignite, have your website up in less than 5 minutes, call somebody, and they can become your customer from any state we do business for free. Again, you need the website. People ask me all the time, Logan, what do you think the number one key to success in life is? I say, without fail, personal development. So it'd be hypocritical for our company not to equip you with things for personal development. So you actually get a Success magazine and a DVD inserted into that Success magazine that is actually specific to Ignite. For those of you who don't know Success magazine, it's basically the number one personal development magazine in the world. Okay, it's all, you can see it in newsstands anywhere. But the great thing is this, you get it delivered right to your front door, right to your mailbox every single month. Okay, so I highly encourage you to take advantage of that. And then your Power Center, your back office. Your Power Center, your back office literally tracks your business real time. Because that was a question I had. I said, okay, so let's say this does work, right? How do I keep up with all this? It's all done for us in our Power Center. Your Power Center, you can actually see where all the trainings are, where all the live meetings are. You can get correspondence. You can email your team of people that you're building. It's a phenomenal tool. So again, it's $24.95 a month for this Ignite Marketing Tools bundle. Question I have for you all. Do you have to have this? Yes. Yes. Okay, we can move on. Here we go. We get paid 3 ways. Quick start income, leadership income, and the reason we're all here, residual income. Unless you can show me how to get paid on oxygen, I'm going to stick with electricity and natural gas, right? Habitually used, unconsciously paid for, built into the budget. We don't have to convince people they need it. You don't see me standing up here with a box of kilowatts, right? So there's no inventory, no collections. It's a simple business, and it's not theoretical residual. It's real residual, right? How many of you paid an electric bill last month? How about the month before that, right? All right, how about the next month, right? And if you ever forget, what happens? You get reminded very quickly, right? And then what do? You call, beg for forgiveness, and you pay them, and you get your power back on, okay? So the point is this, people will foreclose on their homes, God forbid, but they will not go without power, at least not for an extended period of time. And I think that's what attracted me to this business. A lot of these other ventures, it wasn't for me, but this attracted me because you know what? We're not selling anything. And our residual income isn't theoretical. We're not assuming you have to keep buying something. We're assuming they're paying something they're already paying and have always paid for their whole life and will always pay for their whole life. That's huge. The leadership income made sense to me as well. The leadership income is amazing. We'll get to that. But let's first talk about the quick start income. Why is the quick start income so important? Because we all want to know, how fast can I get my $329 back, right? Because once we put that $329 on the table, it's gone until we get it back. And until we get it back, we're still skeptical. You know, so let's talk about that quick start income so we can get our money back and get in the profit zone within 7 days, okay? All right, going back to the 3 and 10 power unit that we just discussed, 3 and 10, 3 and 10, starting with the 10 customers, more specifically hammering down to the first 4 of those 10 customers. Again, free to be a customer. When you get your first 4 customer credits within 30 days of the day you join, you're compensated $100. If you do not get those first 4 customer credits within those first 30 days, nothing happens. You just simply missed out on $100. Okay, then why is there a 30-day time frame? Here's why. It's 1099 income. It's your business. If you do nothing, you get paid what? Nothing, right? If you do a ton, you get paid a ton. So the real motivator the company has, quite frankly, is to give you incentives, right? And I think we've all found that money's a pretty good incentive, right? So here's the incentive. Welcome to Ignite, right? You just paid your $329. Welcome to Ignite. We can't make you do anything. But if you go get 4 customer credits within 30 days of today, we'll give you $100. That's why there's a 30-day time frame there. Again, if you don't accomplish the 4 customer credits within those first 30 days, you're eligible for everything else. Okay, I'm just trying to help you understand the simplicity of the compensation plan. Well, to get your 4 customer credits, it's actually easier than you may think. If you'll notice, the first 2 houses up there just switch to computer screens. Well, remember that Ignite home site, the website package that we referenced is $24.95 a month, the thing that you have to have, right? It actually counts as your first 2 customer credits. That's the company's way of putting their money where their mouth is. They say, hey, to prove to you need this, we'll give you your first 2 customer credits. All right, so there's 2 customers down, 2 to go. We get a $100 check in the mail. Who do you think your first actual customer is going to be? Yourself, right? I would submit to you that if you can't convince yourself to switch to yourself, you probably shouldn't do this business, okay? You're not qualified, all right? Okay, boom. There's your 3rd customer. Who do you think your 4th customer is? Mom. Do not call Dad. I called Dad. No. You know, I called Mom. Sure, honey, whatever you want, right? And she switched. I'm just kidding. Actually, I'm not kidding. That's what happened. So, she's here. All right, so there's your first 4 customer credits. We have a $100 check in the mail. Okay, well, let's go to our next 6 customers. We get our next 10 customer credits to complete our 10 of that 3 and 10 power unit. You're compensated another $100 for getting, again, just 10 customers. Now let's transition to 3 business partners. Every business partner we personally bring into Ignite, they're going to do the same thing we did. They're going to get their website set up, get 2 actual customers. When they do, that triggers them a check for $100. That triggers you a check for $100. And we're paid $100 off every single business partner we personally bring into Ignite. Now, here's the key. And from an integrity standpoint, I think this is a fundamental principle we have to all wrap our arms around. If you're a guest here, if you're a guest listening in from around the world, here's something we all have to understand. No one gets paid on the sign-up. No one. If you're a guest, when you join Ignite, you pay that $329. The individual that introduced this to you only gets paid once you get paid. So when you join, you get your 4 customer credits within 30 days of the day you join, then the individual that brought you into this business venture gets paid that $100. So what am I trying to say? It's truly a team effort. We are here to support you. We understand that individuals play the game, yes, but teams win championships. And we are here to work with you to help you get ahead in life with this opportunity. So again, no one wants your $329. That's the cost of doing business, which is a very minimal cost, obviously, relative to buying other franchises, if you will, or whatnot. And we're here to support you in your business venture, okay? Now, to throw a little fuel on the fire, if you do exactly what you see on the screen here, you get your 3 and 10 power unit done within 60 days of the day you join, you're compensated an extra $500 for a total of $1,000. If you do it within 30 days of today, we're actually going to triple the quick start income and give you $1,500. Again, for just doing the 3 and 10. A little bit later this morning, I'm actually going to do a detailed training on how to get that 3 and 10 done within 7 days. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, exactly how I was fortunate to do it, and I'll go into detail. So I don't want any of you that are guests looking at this going, man, how am I going to do that? I'm going to show you. Just relax. The point is this. We're going to make you $1,500 within 30 days of today on a one-time cost of $329. And I think that's important. Obviously, we can do more than 3 and 10. The more the better. The 3 and 10 is just an example. But let's get to the good part. The second way we're paid is called leadership income. Now, the leadership income is very simple. It works like this. Let's say you have your 3 business partners personally introduced to this venture. Well, what are we going to help them do? 3 and 10 power unit, right? Obviously, they can do more than that, okay, but we're going to help them succeed. Well, every business partner that they go get, and their individuals go get, and so on and so forth, as the director, as the individual who started your business, you're going to be paid a $50 leadership bonus from levels 2 through 5 in that entry-level position off every single business partner that joins your team in that entry-level position and simply gets 2 customer credits within 30 days of the day they join. Now, I don't know if you understand the significance of that, but you see $18,000 on this screen. So let me explain where that's coming from. You got 3. If they just go get 3, who get 3, who get 3, who get 3, just down 5 levels. That's it. And they each get their 2 customer credits. Times $50, that's $18,000. And for the record, you're not capped. You're going to get $50 off every single associate that comes in your entry-level position, levels 2 through 5. Now, here's something we all have to understand. We've probably all been approached with various business ventures and whatnot. And here's what I personally found. In most of these home-based businesses, you have to get promoted to Starship Commander to make any money, right? I mean, you have to be some superstar to make money. Here's what's significant. I've never seen this in this industry in my life, where you can join in the entry-level position, start making leadership bonus income right off the bat. That is huge, huge. And I'll give you a real example of how this works here in just a second. Well, when you promote to one of our 3 leadership positions, again, that was the bonus income in that entry-level position as a director. When you promote to managing director, senior director, or executive director, our 3 leadership positions, it's the same concept, just a lot more money. So when you bring a new business partner in and you're a managing director, you're going to make that quick start income. But every associate they go get, and they go get, and they go get, you're making $75 a pop. As a senior director, it's $175 a pop. As an executive director, it's $225 a pop. Again, when they just simply get 2 customer credits within 30 days of the day they join. Now, I know this part can be confusing a little bit, so let me give you an example. Let's say you promote to senior director. As a senior director, you're going to personally bring people into the business. Let's say you bring in 3. Well, again, the quick start income when you bring in a new business partner and they get their 4 customer credits within 30 days of the day they joined is $100. Well, as a senior director, though, you're going to receive a $175 bonus, leadership bonus, on top of that $100. So when you personally sponsor a new associate, as a senior director, you're going to make $275 a pop instead of just $100. But what are they going to go do? The power unit, right? And we're going to help them do it. So they're going to go out and get individuals, who get individuals, who get individuals, who get individuals. Do you know all these individuals? No, but you love all these individuals, right? You see them in person, you call them Pookie, and they look at you weird, right? They don't know who you are. And the best part is this leadership income goes to unlimited depth. Every single business partner that joins your managing director code, senior director code, or executive director code, those 3 leadership positions, every single one of them, as the coded managing director, coded senior director, coded executive director, you're getting that leadership bonus of $75, $175, $225 to unlimited depth, depending on what code they come in. Folks, this money is beyond life-changing. I did not join Ignite for this part of the compensation plan. I didn't even understand this part of the compensation plan. So again, I really didn't join Ignite for the leadership bonus money, but I can promise you I'm not giving that money back, right? I'm going to keep it, okay? The reason I chose to do this venture was for the third way we're paid, which is monthly energy income, the residual off the customers. So you get paid every Friday on Quick Start income, every Friday on leadership income, which again, that leadership income pretty much is residual, okay? But the reason I actually joined was I saw on the 15th of every month, we can make significant passive income for doing people a favor. So let's look at what that looks like, okay? Going back to the power unit, 3 and 10. So you go out and you get your 10 customers and you get your 3 business partners. Well, if your 3 business partners just get 10 customers each, right? So you got 3 business partners. They got 10 customers each. That'd be 30 customers on level 1. Well, if the 3 business partners on your level 1 just go get 3 business partners. That's 9 business partners on level 2 times 10 customers. That's 90 customers on level 2, which would be 270 customers on level 3 if we just keep the 3 and 10 process going. 810 customers on level 4, 2,430 customers on level 5. Again, we just got 10. Okay, 10. Well, what's the compensation? What's this look like? Well, if our personal 10 customers, we're going to make a whopping 50 cents per customer per month for a grand total of $5 a month. Y'all excited about that? All right? We joined together on Saturday to earn 50 cents. Right? Look, that lousy 50 cents is proof of something we all need to conceptualize, and here it is. It's proof that this isn't about you and me knocking on doors trying to get a bunch of customers. I would have never joined this business if there were quotas I had to meet. Right? We need 10 customers. In my career, I think I have 26 customers that I've personally switched over as of right now. 26. 26. That's it. Half those customers, I don't even know who they are. I mean, I'd be driving down the road. Hello. Yes, are you the electricity guy? I was like, I can be. What do you need? You know, I mean, I don't. You know, my mom would refer someone from work, or somebody would, you know, my brother would say, hey, somebody's wanting to save money on their bill. Can you help them out? Sure, absolutely. So 26 customers. Yet watch what happens, okay? Level 1, your 3 business partners got their 10 customers. You make a quarter off every customer on level 1. 50 cents off every customer on level 2. 75 cents off every customer on level 3. $1 off every customer on level 4. And we like to pause here, and here's why. What you're looking at right now is you're making over $1,000 a month in passive residual income, meaning you can disappear, leave the world. Every month the checks come in the mail for over $1,000 a month. And you did 3 and 10. 3 and 10. Now, for some of you, $1,000 a month may not be a big deal. But I can tell you this, it's actually why I joined the business. You know, I didn't think my wife and I would ever become millionaires off this. We're ridiculously humbled and blessed by what this company's done for my wife and I. It's been a blessing. But what I did see the first time I came to a presentation was the opportunity to make an extra $1,000 a month. And what that meant for my wife and I was we can go from an apartment to a house. That's what it meant. You know, we could pay our electric bill for life, pay our natural gas bill, could pay a cell phone bill. I mean, you get the point. Think about the small victories. That's huge to understand that. Well, again, that $1,000 a month isn't even counting the quick start income and leadership bonus money. We're talking pure residual. And on level 5, because it's going to keep growing with or without you, you make $2 per customer per month off all the customers in the Northeast and in Georgia. Customers actually in Texas on level 5, you get $3. But let's look at worst case scenario, right? Let's under promise, over deliver. Let's not look at best case scenario. Let's look at worst case scenario. You're making $2 a month per customer on level 5. That's over $70,000 a year in passive residual income. Again, not counting the quick start income, not counting the leadership income. And this is just off of 3 getting 3, getting 3, getting 3, getting 3 at 10 customers each. 4 and 10 duplicated down 5 levels, over $250,000. 5 and 10's you're a millionaire. Simple numbers. Here's the best part. That 5-level compensation plan in the director code, when you promoted to managing director, senior director, executive director, remember how it went to unlimited depth and you made more money? Well, same thing with your residual. So as a managing director, you make an extra quarter per customer per month, an extra 75 cents per customer per month as a senior director, an extra $1.50 per customer per month as an executive director, and most importantly, it goes to unlimited depth. So as a managing director, every customer that comes in below your 5th levels, the coded managing director, you're making a quarter. 75 cents is that senior director code below that 5th level, $1.50 is a fully coded executive director below that 5th level. Now folks, I know we went quick and I know it can be a little confusing. So let's just kind of break it down into 4 simple keys. There are 4 simple keys that really made sense to me the first time I saw this business presentation. And hopefully they'll make sense to you too. The first was, it's a commodity, the product that we're dealing with, right? Electricity and natural gas. I think we've hammered on that enough. The second key that made sense to me is we only need a handful of customers. You know, I want you all to understand, once you promote in this company, you can never get demoted. You can literally walk away, stop doing this, shut your website off. As long as you got those 10 customers, so to speak, you're getting paid. And I think that's important. To me, that is passive income. And the fact that we only need a handful of customers makes that a reality. It makes it a reality. Look, here's a business principle that we all have to understand. Very few people are willing to do a lot. Very few people are willing to do a lot. But everyone's pretty much willing to do a little bit. And as long as you have a compensation plan that will pay everyone for doing a little bit, that's the magic to this business. It's not about getting people that do a lot. It's about getting a lot of people to just do a little bit. And that's what made sense to me here. I don't know a human being that can't go get 10 people to save some money for free on their energy bill. Perfect example is Girl Scout cookies. You know, I don't buy Girl Scout cookies necessarily because I like the cookies. I said necessarily. I really do like the cookies. All right? But I do it because friends of ours ask us to support their daughter's cause. So we buy the cookies. Same concept, right? Except here we're not having to ask people to buy anything. We're not having to ask people to gain weight buying them, right? We're asking them to save money for free on it. That made sense to me, which is the third key. Energy deregulation is ground floor. Never in my life have I gone up to a human being and said, hey, would you like to save money for free on something you already have to have, and will always have? Never in my life had somebody say, nah, it doesn't sound good. They all want it to. What do? We are literally walking educators. That's all we are. We walk and we educate. We walk and we educate. We walk and we educate. We're not salespeople. We're educating people. That's what we do. We educate folks about deregulation. And when we say it's ground floor, I mean, we just launched to the Northeast here. Just recently launched to the Northeast. Texas is still rocking and rolling. I mean, Texas is going crazy. Georgia's going crazy. I mean, it is amazing to understand the opportunity we have our hands on. And imagine when we go to all these other states. Understand, folks, once you're in, you're in. When we go to these other states, whether it's Florida or New York or California, whatever these other states we end up going to, right? You don't have to sign up again. You're already in. You're not limited based on the jurisdiction in which you live. You can do business in any state we do business in. So think about it this. It's not just who you know. It's who you know and who they know. And that's the magic of the compounding effect. You get paid on what you start, not on what you do. And you have a chance to make dependable income doing it. Folks, we have a chance to do something special. And a lot of times you hear people, talk about, oh, well, they got lucky, right? They got lucky. Okay, look, I don't necessarily believe in that, but let's just go with it, okay? Let's just say we're lucky. There's good luck, bad luck, good luck, bad luck, bad luck. I was driving here and I saw an individual getting a wreck, right? One person was doing the right thing. Someone hit him. Bad luck. Fine, if you want to call it that, right? Let's say good luck. What's the advantage of good luck? As Jim Collins would say, author of Good to Great, what's your return on luck? Every one of you listening in right now, you're very lucky. You happen to be hearing about an opportunity that hardly anyone's heard about. The opportunity to save money for free on their energy bill, the opportunity to make money on energy bills. That means nothing unless you do something about being at the right place at the right time. Folks, we're at the right place at the right time. We have a chance to do something special. I hope you see it. For those of you listening in, make sure you get with the person that invited you onto this business presentation. For those of you that are live, get with the person that invited you to this business presentation. Get your questions answered, and make sure you understand that we have a chance to do something special. We're here to help you, and as long as you're coachable, you have a chance to make a lot of income here.